Welcome back, early birds, at half-time in Seattle. The Sounders 2, Chelsea 4. Hope you're still with us in the wee hours of the morning, and hope you didn't go anywhere during that short break. That was a short break for Chelsea TV, but, Jason, the defenders took a 45-minute break in that game, did they not?
There were some really good things, encouraging signs, and there was some horrific defending at the back.
From both sides?
Listen, I don't want to be too harsh on them. It's their first 45 minutes they've had back.
No, I mean them as well, by the way. Seattle, they're mid-season.
Both sides. I'm not too interested in them, but
yeah,
there's one or two issues at the back, most definitely, both in open player and in set pieces.
And plenty of reasons to be positive as well.
Yeah, I'd rather concentrate that, in all honesty. I think Hazard looks a class act. He's quick, got great feet, stocky, robust, can really see him when he drives. When he gets in behind the midfield, when he's driving at their back four, he looks a real handful. Really encouraging there. Josh, early on, I thought had an impact in the game, and then gave that ball away and just seemed to just go into his shell a little bit. Signs from Marin. Of course, Lukaku got 2 goals. So going forward, I think we're causing all sorts of problems. Defensively, though, they're causing us sorts of problems. So at the moment, that's the way the game is going.
45 minutes of football, 6 goals already in pre-season. It started very well indeed for Romelu Lukaku and Chelsea. 2 up. Let's have a look at the Chelsea goal, shall we? And a little bit of power here. He got a bit of luck with his second one, which you'll see later, but that was brilliant by McEachran there, Jason.
Yeah, great. I mean, the grass is very long, but beautifully weighted pass. Lukaku's just upper body strength there, way too strong. Couldn't get near him once he's in the box. You can't bring him down, but the pace and power there from Lukaku, certainly the power. But give Josh an awful lot of credit. He wins the ball back, gets his head up, and slides a lovely ball in. But you can see a lot of the players are slipping. See the length of the grass there, it really is long, but does well, Josh. Picks his pocket, and they've still got a lot of work to do. It's a good piece of movement there from Lukaku, beautifully weighted. Now, can he get him behind him? He does. Upper body strength, can't live with him. Gets it on target, and in the end, it's a nice finish. And
Dare I say it was a bit Drogba-esque? Holding off the man, bit of power,
listen,
wallop.
He's always going to be likened to Didier because of the size of him. You know, they never thought it was going to happen. Hazard, this is great play. Gets him behind the fullback. He cuts inside, gets a deflection there, and in the end, perhaps the goalkeeper will think, you know, had that not taken a deflection, he would have saved it. But going forward, we really have looked a handful. We look exciting. We're moving the ball well. We're getting in behind them. You can see there the fullback is having a bit of a torrid time, in all honesty.
Jeff Park's had a great night. He's had Marco Marin and Eden Hazard and Romelu Lukaku all over.
He gets too tight, and then he realises that. And once he's in, that's what I love. Drive. Look, he's got stockier, a little bit like Joe Cole, stockier legs than Joe, quicker than Joe. But once he gets in these areas, they look up. There's not much on. Cuts inside, and as we said, gets the deflection. The goalkeeper really didn't stand a chance from that on.
There is something of Joe Cole about him, though. It does look pretty lively. But then it went a bit wrong.
Yes,
suddenly set play, sloppy
we
defending.
got a little bit sloppy just before their first goal. We were giving the ball away, just a little bit sloppy. We're not really dealing with those runners, and Josh does well. He picks the ball up nice and calm, no pressure, and he just doesn't connect with the ball. And to be fair, give Montero some credit. He finishes it nicely there, and you can see Josh has got his hands on his head. No one needs to tell him. He knows. An error that's been punished. And he needs to learn from that.
I'd like to blame the length of the turf, but, I mean, it was a sloppy ball.
What can you say? He knows he's given the ball away, under no pressure, architects of their own downfall, presented them with an opportunity. Give Montero some credit. He reads the pass. It wasn't particularly well struck by Josh. Don't play the ball across the face of your box. That's one thing you learn as a youngster. If your ball is cut out, you're in danger, and Montero punishes you in the most emphatic of ways, but don't give the ball away. And from set pieces, Ben, we're all over the place again. We don't particularly clear the ball well. That's a poor ball from Lukaku, but you've got to mark. Far post, look, no one's marking, everyone's got attracted to the ball. Once that ball comes across, we're not getting tight enough, arms and legs are going up. You know, we shouldn't be conceding goals from that. Again, I don't want to be too harsh, but you look at that goal.
No,
oh God, there's errors all over the place. You're not winning the first header. Once you've cleared the ball, you've got to make sure you keep hold of it. Once that ball has then been given away, you've still got to mark. Once he's picked up the ball, close him down. There was a catalogue of errors there which led to that, and that's another really, really soft goal. Look at the far post. No one's marking. He's got his arms up. There he is. Look, no one's marking him. Everyone's got attracted to the ball. No shape, no discipline. And when you come across there, you really want Paolo, and he's got beaten a bit too easy as well, Mikel. You want Paolo to get closer, Don't let him have his first touch. Close him down. And he hasn't really struck it that well, to be honest with you. But give him some credit. He's hit 2 shots and they've both gone in. And from a Chelsea point of view, Ben, ugly goals, in all honesty. Ugly goals to give away.
And it might have actually got worse after that, but it actually got better because it finished with 2 more goals.
Well, yeah, I mean, the good and the bad of Chelsea was there to see today. Defensively, all over the place. Going forward, we look a real handful. We move the ball quickly. Lovely ball from Josh. Marco Marin, he loves to come inside. I wonder whether he needs to get a trick to go outside, but all the time you're getting deflections like that. Again, the goalkeeper really will feel perhaps a deflection. He may have saved it, but in all honesty, he should do much better. He's come inside, another deflected goal. We'll take that. Thank you very much. We're getting him behind their fullback on that right-hand side every single time. It's open all the time. And the pace of Marco Marin, once he's in there, it's the pace they can't quite keep up with him. Again, it's a nice... it's a goal that you'll look at and think, OK, maybe the keeper should have done better. Oh, if it's not a deflection, that doesn't go in, but we'll take it all the same.
He's like that trick, hasn't he, cutting in tonight?
Yeah, he cuts inside and goes on his right foot every time. Would like to see him perhaps go on the outside. Again, we nick the ball. Marco Marin does well. Nicks Rosales, picks his pocket. Lukaku, I think he has a little touch, a bit too heavy there, but he recovers well. He has a little slip. You see on the close-up. Goalkeeper's punching the ground again. Didn't have a lot of chance with that. Just as he knocks it out of his feet and gets in behind the goalkeeper, he just slips but recovers well. So 2 nice finishes for Lukaku.
You thought then he'd taken it too far with that touch, didn't you? You expected the goalkeeper to either get down and smother that.
I think a goalkeeper worth his salt there perhaps does a little better, force him wide. You know what, he just slips just there. But he does well, give him some credit. He gets on the end of it and finishes it. And when you look at all of the goals, Ben, that we've seen, all 6 of them, defensively, they have been shockers, all of them. But, you see that in pre-season. And it's been as far as fitness is concerned, it's been quite a stiff test for us because they got themselves back into the game. We have to smarten ourselves up. There's been some sloppy passing, giving the ball away way too often. And I think that's something that doesn't matter how fit or unfit you are. In the first half of a game, I think Robbie will be disappointed that we haven't kept hold of that ball better because we've got the players to do it.
You don't want to get too carried away with anything at this stage, for good or bad, but... it's our first 45 minutes of looking at Eden Hazard and Marco Marin, and they both look like busy little players, and Hazard in particular did have a very good half, didn't he?
Indeed. He's got a great first touch, great awareness, and once he gets that ball out of his feet, there ain't a lot of stopping him because he's quick, he's sharp, the first 5-10 yards, as is Marco Marin as well. We've seen plenty of examples of him getting in behind that fullback.
Hazard, we talked about it during the first half, similar to a Joe Cole, but had a little bit more bulk about him.
He has. He's sturdy, isn't he?
Even though he's not tall.
He's not particularly tall, but he's got a little bit more bulk on him, stronger. You can imagine that he's ridden a couple of challenges here this morning. We can see he gets away from them. They try to drag him back. He's got the power to get away. And, when you look at that and the sort of money you spent, you want to see something special from what I've seen so far, albeit only 45 minutes. The boy looks a promising prospect.
Disguise on the pass as well. Marin... busy, just sort of nipping around at those fullbacks you just saw with that last Lukaku goal there, just nicking in to pinch a ball and playing it through quickly.
Yes, he's 2 very busy players, 2 quick players, and that's something, as I said before, Ben, for a number of seasons here at Chelsea, I think we've lacked that type of player. Once we get in behind their midfield, can we drive at them at pace? And both of them have got that.
And what they can do, I mean, you would expect at 30-odd million quid, particularly Hazard, but you would expect that both of them will be in or knocking on the door of starting most weeks.
Oh, God, Hazard, absolutely.
But, I mean, there's Sturridge as well to come back.
Yep. Listen, there's nothing wrong.
They can get in there first with some of them not being...
this is a great opportunity. As we said before, Ben, this is a great opportunity. You've got the shirt, go and impress the manager. 2 players making their debuts, albeit in a friendly, and they both picked up a goal each. Both look dangerous when they get in behind them. But competition for places is something that we want here at Chelsea, and it's something we've become accustomed to see. Quality competition as well.
Right, let's nip back out to the stadium to see who is pitchside with Gigi.
Welcome back to CenturyLink Field. I'm going to grab a quick few words with assistant first-team coach Eddie Newton. Eddie, firstly, how are those 11 after 45 minutes? Absolutely shattered?
No, they're fine. They're fine. They've been training really well, and it was a good test to extend themselves. Obviously, the Sounders are still in mid-season, so they're a lot in a more fitter place than us. But it was a good little workout for the boys, and some of them will be doing a 60 some of them will be doing 30, some of them 45. So it's a little bit, we're trying to balance it all over the park.
All eyes on the new boys, and Marco Marin and Eden Hazard both on the score sheet, so a wonderful start for them.
Great start for them, you know, but it's adjusting to the way we play. Obviously, they've come from different systems and playing in a different manner. So it's just adjusting to the style of football that we play.
So we're not going to get 11 for 11. There are a few that are going to stay out there for a bit longer.
Yeah, we have to balance it a little bit. You know, we've got senior players that need a little bit more time, and then we've got young players that, you know, that don't need so much time. So it's a little bit difficult, but that's the balance that we've got to come up with.
Yeah, I'm going to let you take up your position, but thank you for talking to us.
No problem. Take care. Bye-bye.
So we're getting ready for the second half, just about to begin, so it's back to you in London.
Any minute now, second half. We'll see plenty of changes. Eddie just said it there. Do you want to play a bit less if you're an older player, or a little bit more? Do you see what I mean? Do you need to take it easier because you're older, or do you need to really actually put more into to blow out the cobwebs?
Listen, they would have watched these boys in training. Some of them would have had enough there. Some of the younger players will want to continue to play. You've got players on the bench. This first game in pre-season is all about fitness. That's exactly what it's about. Getting back into a routine, getting back into playing. You don't want to overdo it. We saw David Luiz there just overstretch for a ball when he gave the ball away, and in the end they kicked the ball out of play. That might cause a little bit of concern. There's no point picking up any injuries at this stage, and they've got enough players on the bench to swap things around.
I was intrigued by it when you were saying about competition for places. For large chunks of last season, there wasn't actually that much. You pretty much knew the team most of the time, didn't we? But now, there do appear to be, or will be by the time everyone is back fit and the start of September after the Olympics, there will be more options. So it will probably raise everybody's game because they have to.
Yeah, I mean, certainly in the middle of the park, Ben, we have got so many players to choose from. You know, Ramirez is, you know, in there as well. We haven't seen any of him. Oscar is another player that could be turning up. So in the middle of the park, in certain areas, there's more competition than there is in other places. I mean, at the moment, the right-back situation, we've got Nathaniel playing at right-back. We haven't actually got a recognised right-back. I know that, you know, since Basingwa has moved on, Branner can play there as well. But, you know, at the moment, there's certain areas we got overloaded and other areas we haven't.
Right then, it is time for the second half with a whole host of changes. You're going to see a few slightly older favourites, I think, in this second half, and a new keeper for the Oppo, it looks like. Back to Clive and Gary.
Josh Ford, the new keeper for the Sounders, replacing Brian Meredith, and it looks like 4 changes for Chelsea at the start of the second half. Off are Chalobah, Marin, Mikel and McEachran. And the 4 players coming on: Sam Hutchinson, Ramirez, Michael Essien and Frank Lampard. And the Sounders get us underway. I wonder if the second half can match the tempo of the first. As we said, action-packed stuff. Johnson goes up for the first header with Ivanovic. And Gary Cahill also on for Chelsea. And also this man, Kevin De Bruyne, making his first appearance in a Chelsea shirt, coming on for Yossi Benayoun. So 6 changes for Chelsea at half-time.
Well, we're going to expect the changes. It'll take a little bit of time to settle down in the second period, Gary, but we had a super first half, really, from the chances and the excitement point of view. Obviously disappointed with our defensive side of things, organisation as well, but I don't think this will improve matters too much. I think you change players as much as 6, you know, it's half a team, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to settle back in, and I would expect there to be some more mistakes and maybe some gaps being left, but also on an attacking front, De Bruyne, be nice to see him play. Jamal Blackman as well, given the opportunity in goal, so chance for him to maybe make a name for himself at first team level.
So with McEachran and Mikel both going off, it's looking like Lampard and Essien will be the 2 deeper lying midfielders. The influx of younger attacking midfielders, you would think that maybe Frank's going to be playing that deeper role this season, as he did for much of last, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I said it a few years ago, actually, Gary, that I thought it was a position that Frank could play in his latter years. He's got the intelligence to play there. Still got that bit of pace and tackles well, can head a ball. Maybe he can't make those long busting runs that he's made all his career as often as he can. There goes Ramirez.
Good ball from Hazard to find Ramirez, and he's managed to squeak away through. Just bisected De Bruyne and Lukaku up there.
Yeah, I think Ramirez, once he comes inside, I don't think Lukaku needed to make a run. I think he just needs to stand up and be big, just be a target man. But he just runs in behind and really should be there standing strong. De Bruyne then in a little bit of a wide position. Couldn't quite get there either.
Lampard, little 1-2 with Lukaku. Here is De Bruyne. Lukaku. Hazard.
So that's better by Lukaku. See that, Gary, where he just stands his ground, just feeds the ball off. I think he's got to do that a lot more rather than running behind.
Back pass there by Hurtado. Header from Gary Cahill. Ended the season with that injury, which was all very unfortunate, but right back to full fitness now.
That's the one thing in pre-season that nobody wants, is an injury. Probably this stage of the game, I think we want to get through is unscathed.
Suffered that playing against Belgium, didn't he? Smashed his jaw into Joe Hart. A couple of weeks of pretty much eating nothing else but soup while that healed. Now, the man who's on a hat-trick, looking to try and beat Jamal Blackman.
There's some good running in behind. If he plays the ball first time here, gets the ball in behind Sam Hutchinson, and we've got a problem, but thankfully he took a touch and then tried to come inside. By then we can close ranks, but good running from deep by the Seattle side.
Alonso picked up here by De Bruyne. Signed from Genk and loaned back to them last season. Remains to be seen whether he'll be at Chelsea for this campaign.
It's like we always say, Gary, isn't it, at this stage?
Oh, Lukaku on a hat-trick at the other end.
I'm just going to say it's a chance for him, Kevin De Bruyne, if he wants to stay and not go out on loan, then these sort of pre-season games is where he needs to open the eyes of the manager and suggest what he's capable of. Here's his chance.
Going for it and firing over. Probably sitting on the bench, he's seen Hazard and Marin find the back of the net, thinking I fancy a piece of that as well.
Well, he wants to make a point, and he's been given good space here, and it's a great opportunity for him. He's actually gone for the power shot for me. I think there's an opportunity to bend it away to the goalkeeper's left, and there was a big space there, and I thought the goalkeeper was out of position. He's gone for the power, gets underneath it, always rising.
22 caps. De Bruyne. Hazard has 28. Rosales thought he'd got away. Now Ivanovic was caught there. And Montero, you heard his squeal.
I don't think there's any intentions, and I think he should be all right there, Brunner. Just a collision. I didn't think it was a high boot or anything like that, just to come in together the two legs. Well, he looks okay. No need for the squeal. Looking at it from that angle, it's Brunner who's gone in with 2 feet in the first challenge. He just caught the sole of his boot.
Hazard looking for Ramirez. That was a Pretty hefty tumble as well.
Yeah, it's a good challenge though, isn't it? Just about gets contact on the football before Ramirez. You see the challenger getting just about get something on the ball. And Ramirez at full flight. Takes a bit of a tumble.
The moment that Roberto Di Matteo took interim charge, he put Ramirez out on that right-hand side, didn't he? First game in the Cup against Birmingham. Played a lot of games wide right. Second half of last season, to good effect as well. Lampard, Lukaku. Now, chance of a counter, and Johnson's going through the middle, up against Cahill. And the shot deflects, but wide.
Well, Gary gets back well here. I think Johnson goes the wrong way for me. Again, it's that sloppy pass by Lukaku that gives the ball away. Can't afford to do that. Seattle on the charge. It's a nice little ball. I think if he goes to his right-hand side there, Eddie Johnson, he gets more opportunity for a clean shot at goal. But Cahill sticks to his task, gets back well, good footing.
Sometimes they deflect in, as we saw in the first half. Sometimes they go behind for a corner. Sounders' sixth of the match. Rosales with the outswinger. Never away by Ivanovic. Alonso, Rosales again. Chelsea started to push out. Lampard. De Bruyne, now Ferreira, knocking it up to Hazard. Cahill. Nicely worked. Sam Hutchinson. Not so long ago, never ever envisaged himself being back in a Chelsea shirt.
Give him a lot of credit for the work he's obviously put in behind the scenes to get his fitness back.
Essien. Lampard. Hazard. Past Alonso. Just nips it out to Ramirez. Lampard.
It just came in a little bit quick here, Frank. I think he tried to adjust to get the strike away, and everybody had been sucked into the edge of the 6-yard box. He's probably in a good position. Maybe the ball from Ramirez, for me, was slightly too heavy. He wanted to strike it first time. Maybe Ramirez thought he was going to have a touch.
Just the 16 goals last season for Frank Lampard.
Not bad, is it?
Well, 16 more this season, and he will go joint top at the all-time Chelsea goal scorers list. Here's Lukaku, clearly thinking about the treble. And De Bruyne, Ramirez, Lampard.
Kevin Lukaku, for me, has got to do more with the football. He just drilled it at the goal, at the defender. Easy to defend against.
Fernandez looking to release Montero, and he's offside.
He's looked bright for Fernandez, hasn't he? And a bright spark for Seattle. I think he's got some ability about him. Super little turn a few moments ago. Here we see it. Takes him away from De Bruyne.
Very slight, isn't he? He's had one or two really good opportunities. Ferreira found himself in a really good position, just couldn't quite control it on the chest trap as he'd have liked. Well, the man in your picture there is Roger Levesque, a striker who will be retiring after this game. You'll be seeing him at some point. Hazard to Lampard. De Bruyne to Hazard. There's Ferreira. Managed to dig out the cross.
It's not a bad ball in the end, is it? I think his first touch actually made the decision for him. Just gets away from him slightly. Still capable with his left foot to get the ball in.
Hutchinson. Unfamiliar territory.
Nosebleed territory for him, wasn't it? Does well. Actually finds himself in a position of no return. Finds a little bit of space to get his shot away, and shall we say typical full-back shot in the end, but it's a chance.
Lots of bouncing there. I think they're all waiting for this man to come on for an emotional goodbye. Foot up seen by the referee, by Michael Essien.
Another player we want to see through cleanly, injury-free, through pre-season, Michael Essien. Players certainly been missed last season at times, and want to get him back up to full speed.
Just 11 starts in all competitions last season, Essien. Alonso knocking it out wide to Rosales. Header away by Ivanovic. Scott with the nudge back, in by Brad Evans. And this is Lampard for Chelsea on the counter. De Bruyne, Essien. Crossfield ball didn't quite pick out its target. Here's Ramirez as we approach the hour mark. Sam Hutchinson, Lukaku.
It's unlucky again. It's good playing, good running off the ball by Sam Hutchinson. A lovely little reverse pass to put him in and away. Lukaku there just eased off the ball. Should be a little bit stronger there.
Bottom of your screen is the revised lineup after the 7 half-time changes, including Jamal Blackman in goal. Montero, Rosales. We've got to the hour mark with no change to the half-time scoreline.
It's going to be one of those, wasn't it, second half? You just wonder how the change of personnel would affect the game. There's been a lot of activity, a lot of moving about, but no real opportunities. It's time for Seattle to make a couple of changes.
Mauro Rosales coming off, Andy Rose replacing him in midfield. And Jeff Park, the central defender, a mixed match so far. Be replaced at the back by Patrick Ianni. So 3 changes so far for the Sounders. Maybe some more for Chelsea looming. Lukaku against Hurtado.
Seen Frank Lampard play that ball so many times, haven't we, over the years for the likes of Didier Drogba. Just need to get on that little bit of coordination, Lukaku, with Frank, and we'll keep trying to put him in. Just needs to move a little bit sharper.
Looks like 4 more Chelsea subs looming. Hernandez looking over the top for Eddie Johnson against Ivanovic. Just can pull it back to Montero, who couldn't control. Alonso. Essien. Nice shielding from Alonso.
That's good strength by Michael Essien there, just to thought for a moment Chelsea were going to give the ball away, but good strength. just to hold off Alonso and roll the ball away from him. That's what we want to see Michael doing.
It's given away by Hazard. Now, Fernandes. We've got 4 up here in this attack, the Sounders. And cross from Alvaro Fernandes, not quite good enough.
Yeah, just see Rose coming in at the far post there. Fernandes with an opportunity to get the ball into the box, and there we see attacking the 3 players. Never quite going to get there, Rose.
Would have been some introduction. Now, here are some more changes. Hazard being withdrawn. Kakuta and Todd Kane coming on here. You can be pretty pleased with his first appearance in a Chelsea shirt there, Hazard, hence the big smile.
Well, he's certainly given us something to look forward to for the oncoming season. Eden Hazard.
Ivanovic, Ferreira and Lukaku off as well.
Yeah, making the change, ringing the changes now. So, as we would expect, there could be a few issues now. Might get 1 or 2 more opportunities in front of goal.
Lucas Piazon came on there as well.
It looks like Todd Kane's gone into the right back position. Sam Hutchinson moved in alongside Gary Cahill.
Here's Todd Kane. Piazon looking to get in. Here's the old youth team connection, reserves connection. Piazon, the star of the show in the Youth Cup winning side last year.
He's a bright prospect, isn't he? Saw a lot of him last season, and interesting to see how he develops this year. The other one is this man, Gael Kakuta, of course, and opportunities away on loan.
George Saville also on, number 48, bottom of your picture. As part of those last 4 changes. Kakuta not able to get the cross in. Strong challenge from Zach Scott. Here's the moment the home fans have been waiting for, with Eddie Johnson coming off and Roger Levesque waving goodbye to Seattle. Been with the club since its inception. 31 years of age. And the last time he'll be wearing a Seattle Sounders jersey. Kakuta just left the ball behind. Good tenacious play to get it back. Saville inside to Essien. Cleared by Montero. It's a foul by Gary Cahill. It'll take a little while for the game to settle down after these huge numbers of changes.
Yeah, I just think we'll see a very, very lively football at the moment for the next 5-10 minutes. Potatoes come to mind, but we see a lot of players now trying to make an impact, you know, when the game becomes lively, buzzy. We see a few mistakes as well.
Alonso. Well, Levesque was waiting for the cross. That would obviously be the dream exit for him.
And a good block by Sam Hutchinson. Lovely little back heel in this build-up, though. Really gives an opportunity to Seattle to... And we see the back heel to get in behind our midfield players. Good defending by Sam Hutchinson. Gets across very, very quickly.
Top scorer for each of the last 3 seasons for the Sounders, Montero. 7th corner for the home side. Chelsea yet to win a single corner in this game. rows over, one Englishman in the Seattle squad. Lampard. Ramirez. Interesting the way Chelsea are setting up here now, isn't it? With Diazon coming on for Hazard, there's a very sort of fluid formation up front. Kane trying to get the cross in. Maybe a problem here for the Sounders player.
It looked like he went down quite heavily there. You heard a bit of a crack as he actually went down. I don't know if he's sort of dislocated his knee there or sounded really bad. Here we see Todd on the overlap trying to get the block in. Oh, he's turned his ankle, hasn't he?
It's Brad Evans, who's in pain.
As you talked about the fluidity of the forward line, we still obviously need to have lots of movement up front when we're in possession of the ball, but we've got to keep better possession through midfield. And at the moment, it's not really flowing as yet.
It's Siggy Schmid, the coach of the Sounders, who has been since the club was formed, since it entered the MLS in 2007. He's about to make some more changes, maybe an enforced one here. No problem with that knee. I don't think there'll be any risks taken in a match.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go off it. I think possibly medial ligaments. Thought perhaps he turned his ankle initially. Just wonder what Steve Holland and Robbie Di Matteo are thinking about this second period. Again, we talked about fitness. We talked to Robbie earlier, and we suggested that some players would get 45, some would get 60. And obviously, as this pre-season wears on, different players will get different lengths of times. It's just a question of easing players through into that first game against Wigan.
Oh, this is a bit of a shame for the player and the club.
Well, we said it earlier, didn't we? The last thing you want is injuries. This one looks to be a little bit unfortunate. Surprised they haven't got a stretcher there for him, though, Gary.
20 minutes to go. And Siggy Schmid is wanting to make these changes now. So Sami Okoa comes on in midfield. I think that'll be for Evans, who clearly won't be taking any more part in this match. Mark Birch, defender, also coming on. And also Adam Johansson, the Swedish defender. Leonardo Gonzalez, the Costa Rican, withdrawn.
That's when we talked about injuries for Chelsea, the last thing we want to see, but the same for Seattle. Play a friendly match. Anything you don't need is any injuries. Happens in league matches, well, so be it.
Next game for Seattle is here against the Colorado Rapids on the 29th of July. A bit of time, 10 days to recover. Here's Cahill. Saville with the ball down the line. Kane charging down that right flank. Frank Lampard now. There's Saville. Wheeled by Kikuta. Essien. Now Piazon. Foul by Alonso. Not for the first time in this game.
He's just running into trouble there, Piazon, wasn't he? But just got such a nice way about him. Just glides past players. Gets past the first one and cynical, isn't it, in the end? Gets the free kick.
Certainly made an impression since his move from Sao Paulo. Play by Kikuta, charging down Johansson's clearance. Now Piazon, no foul this time. Here's Alonso. Fernandez.
I think possibly the substitutions have worked better for us than they have for Seattle.
Wow. Opportunity for Leves to get it in, and Okoa was waiting.
George Saville's done well to get his foot in the end, but it was his mistake leaving them onside initially to allow him to get in. But a chance for Kikuta here.
Options in the middle for Kikuta, and it comes off Johansson, and Chelsea will at last have their first corner.
In these situations where you break like this is where people like Gael Kikuta need to show their worth for me. He's got great ability, great skill. It's a nice little pass for him, leaves him one-on-one. Can't get past the last defender. And really, if he wants to make an impact, if he wants to show Robbie Di Matteo what he's capable of, that's when he's got to make it happen.
Well, the impressive Fernandez withdrawn. Servando Carrasco is his replacement.
Well, of all the Seattle players, I think we have to say he's probably been the most impressive. Always got one who stands out.
Lampard's corner. Gary Cahill taking up a good position. Not much he could do with the header in the end.
No, he didn't quite get it clearly, did he? I think he just slight clash of heads there as well, but didn't quite get a clear enough header. Decent enough ball to the far post, in fact.
Managed a couple of goals after his move from Bolton. Lampard. Oh, dreadful mix-up there. Keeper could have come and got that.
Lack of communication, wasn't it? A bit of panic. Ramirez went to make the run and changed his mind. Frank saw him out the corner of his eye, and it wasn't the best of passes, but certainly confused the back four. But obviously the fans are enjoying themselves.
Quarter of an hour to go. Saville. Trying to get it up to De Bruyne. Lampard striding forward now, options to the left, De Bruyne.
Well, again, as we talked about Gael Kikuta earlier, this is where you want to make your impact. Opportunity for that, for De Bruyne. He opens up his body really, really well. Frank does well, he just waits and bides his time. Way to the pass, absolutely perfect. And De Bruyne just opens up his body but can't put it on the into the back of the net. Great opportunity. Haven't seen too many in the second half.
A very different half of football from the error-strewn, action-packed first 45. So after this, it's off to the world-famous Yankee Stadium in New York. Friendly with Paris Saint-Germain. Make sure you join us for that one from 11:30 on Sunday evening.
think about the game, Gary, although we've seen plenty of substitutions, especially in this second half, that it's still been a bit end-to-end. It's been littered with poor passing, but also it's kept it reasonably lively and buzzy.
Hurtado. Looks like he'll be one of a small number of players who might get 90 minutes here. Todd Kane with the nudge inside to Hutchinson. Now Cahill. Here's Saville. De Bruyne's had a couple of chances in this second half. Lampard. Oh, Alonso. His arms in the air. He did clip Frank there.
Well, he didn't win the ball, that's for sure, so I think Frank's got a good point. That was a foul for me.
De Bruyne trying to skip through here.
Did well to keep his feet there under pressure.
For Kikita. Managed to get his cross in all the way through, maybe a chance here. Piazon stretches.
I don't think he took the first touch cleanly here, Piazon. It's a good chance for him. If he keeps his eye on the ball and moves in, I think he's got a chance to hit this first time.
Montero. Oh, what a good ball in, and Cahill did well.
It's a great delivery, isn't it? Cahill did well not to make any contact.
There's Rose. Now Yanni. Hurtado. Decent running off the ball there. The Seattle forward players. Good header away by Hutchinson. Now it's Michael Essien for Chelsea. Looking to exploit some space at the other end. De Bruyne on the right-hand side here.
Well, that's why we talk about the fluidity. You've got Ramirez now centre midfield, De Bruyne right-hand side, and Piazon making some good runs. Frank Lampard's now trying to join the attack a little bit more often. There's good movement in there from the boys.
Saville to Essien. We move into the final 10 minutes in Seattle.
Such a decent ball in by De Bruyne, but I don't think the guys in the middle were expecting the ball in so early. Sometimes when you talk about good movement, good fluidity, on this occasion, none at all.
Well, I think he's going to be pretty pleased with the first match of the tour.
Well, I think he'd have seen things that maybe he wasn't expecting. As always, you set your team up and your squad up, and you probably organised your changes as well prior to kick-off, and you could be pleased with the goals scored, disappointed with some of the defending. Having said that, it's been a good workout for the players. As we always say, you know, you talk to the players afterwards, Robbie, and talk about their recovery tomorrow and see how they're feeling. As long as everybody's not injured, that's probably the main thing.
No hat-trick for Montero. He's withdrawn. Steve Zakwani is going to be coming on. Mike Seaman as well. Two more Seattle changes.
Glad you're keeping up, Gary.
Zakwani from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Cahill. Nicely done by Gal Kikuta. Kane. Oh, it's a Todd Kane special, and De Bruyne not able to put away the scraps.
He's unlucky, isn't he? He's followed it in ever so well. Good strike by Todd. We've seen Todd do this so many times in the reserves, haven't we? And what a good strike it was. Bang on target. Ball was obviously moving. The goalkeeper gets something on it. Didn't quite fall for De Bruyne.
And when Todd Kane puts his right foot through the ball, it has tremendous velocity. Essien, on by Lampard. Just headed away by Levesque. Here's Hurtado. Said before the game, Robbie Di Matteo was just a relief to have a match to focus on after all the hard work of double training sessions. Just gives those sessions a little bit of an edge when there's a match looming, and they won't have to wait long for the next one. Kakuta. Just in front of Piazon.
It's a shame, because he's done well. He's rolled his fullback ever so well and got in behind him with time and space to make the pass, and overcooks it. Piazon can't get on the end of it. And again, those small minor details, if Dale wants to prove himself to Robbie Di Matteo, those small minor details really do make a difference.
Here's Levesque. Carrasco with the ball out wide. Seaman's little touch, and Jamal Blackman hasn't had an awful lot to do in this second half.
Probably a little cushioned header though, wasn't it? A super crossfield ball. Good running off the ball from deep. And a cushioned header just in behind. And on this occasion, Kakuta really working hard to do his defensive duties and get back in and give Jamal the opportunity to come out and smother the ball.
Essien, Kakuta, Saville, and now Lampard. Nudge on by Kakuta, hoping to release De Bruyne. There's Kane, who's just about kept it in far side. Now Ramirez, Michael Essien. Familiar dash into the box by Frank Lampard. Ramirez. Lampard again, Piazon. Chelsea would love a fifth. Essien, Lampard. Those two totally in control of midfield now. Essien again, little cushion ball for Ramirez. Essien takes it on.
Yeah, not too sure this is the right decision by Michael. I'm not too sure he's trying to pick the sort of far post out here and get it over the top of the goalkeeper. Gets too much on it, but opportunity to keep the pressure on. So Kane moved well forward on that right-hand flank. Disappointing shot by Michael in the end, but I guess he's not had a great deal of time on the ball. Let's get some shots away.
Unfortunate stumble there from Kevin De Bruyne. Cahill helped out here by Saville. Actually helped on his own clearance inadvertently. Here's De Bruyne for Chelsea. Lampard takes over, all a bit narrow here. Essien has seen Kane far side. Valencia, having lost the ball, quickly wins it back. Lampard almost nonchalantly lobbing it out to De Bruyne. Going for goal again.
Again, not frightened to take a shot on from distance, Kevin. It's good power, but always going wide and over the crossbar. And again, at times, you know, that far from goal, I think a learning curve for some of the new players. See if we can keep the ball just a little bit better around the penalty area and just be more patient and wait for those opportunities.
Here's Saville inside to De Bruyne. As the match trundles towards its conclusion. Gary Cahill striding forward. Lampard hoping to find Todd Kane on that far side.
Even the Seattle players are looking somewhat tired now, Gary. Surprising as they're... I thought it'd been the Chelsea boys that would have been one struggling. I guess the changes have helped out. I think that's worked very, very well for Robbie Di Matteo. Poor pass by Todd Kane, giving the ball away.
Last minute of the 90. Maybe a bit of stoppage time. The earlier injury to Brad Evans. I don't think the referee will be adding 30 seconds for every substitute, otherwise we'll be here all night. Running off the ball there from Levesque. Oh, it almost fell to it. Crowd got excited for a moment.
I'm not too sure where Jamal was going there. He just came off his line to try and collect the ball. Whether it was communication or not, not sure.
Yeah, Hansen was about to get the cross in. Levesque was free, far post.
Again, similar to the bit of action we saw 5 minutes ago. Crossfield ball, little cushioned layoff. Again, Kakuta getting back well to help out George Saville.
Mike Seaman with the 8th Seattle corner. Well, that actually hit Levesque and went the wrong way. I have to say Chelsea haven't been particularly convincing in dealing with those, but there is the final whistle by the sounds of it, and it's victory for Chelsea on the first leg of their US tour. All the goals coming in the first half, 2 of them for Lukaku, debut goals for Hazard and Marin as well. 2 goals for Seattle from their prolific Freddie Montero, their top scorer for the last 3 seasons. But I have to say, Chelsea very impressive in that first half going forward. Bit of work to do at the back, but for the first match of the tour, it's job done. Full time in Seattle. It's Sounders 2, Chelsea 4.
How often do you get a second half after a first half with lots of goals like that, Jason? It was always going to be like that, especially with a lot of changes. Quite hard to keep up with.
Yeah, it's a little disjointed, isn't it, once those substitutions come on? And I thought actually we defended much better in the second half, but lost the impetus to go forward at times. I think with players like Hazard leaving and Marco Marin coming off as well. I thought overall, you know, second half performance, you expect to see that in pre-season.
Some of you may just be getting up or watching this on record or thoroughly confused about what day it is, like Jason and I. If you missed the early stuff, it started very well indeed in the first half for Chelsea. Romelu Lukaku was starting as the only senior striker out there, actually, and he's barely senior at that. This was Josh McEachran, really good work early on, a few minutes into the game. Jason, good pass from Josh, good bit of power, and the finish from
yeah, he does well, Josh, not only to win the ball, but also beautifully weighted pass. And still a bit of work for Lukaku to do, as we said earlier. Picks his pocket here, and Lukaku's watch his movement in and around behind. There he goes, that's the movement. Josh recognises that. Beautifully weighted now. Can he get him behind? He does. Just the sheer upper body strength of Lukaku allows him just to get the shot away. And in the end, it was quite a nice finish. The goalkeeper didn't have an awful lot of luck in the first half. Not a lot he could have done about that, but the second one maybe could have done a bit better. Great movement here from Hazard, and it gets too tight once Hazard realises he's got the pace to get behind. Cuts inside and then takes a wicked deflection for 2-0. And at that stage, Ben, you felt it could be any scoreline that you like, but it got perhaps a little bit sloppy after that. But great angle here, gets too tight. And Hazard is in, he gets his head up. Not a lot on inside the box. I'll have a go on my own. Wasn't the best strike in the world, but the deflection was crucial. Takes it away from the keeper and dives in just over the top of the keeper. But then after that, we got a bit sloppy, Ben. Our passing wasn't great. David Luiz gives the ball away a couple of times. Didn't really keep it well. I thought defensively we were a little bit too deep. Set pieces, they were under all sorts of pressure. Wasn't dealing with the ball, weren't winning our headers. And the back four didn't know. All was so disjointed, some were dropping, some were pushing up. And in the end, I thought that Johnson and Montero caused us a lot of problems.
He did indeed, and that's why 2-0 became 2-2 very quickly. Let's have a look at sloppy defending really in the first half in general at both ends. And this, unfortunately, a mistake from Josh McEachran, who, as you said, started the game well, but then faded a bit, and that wasn't very helpful.
No, it wasn't. It does well to get back in that position, just to tuck in behind. And under no pressure, if you watch, he doesn't strike the ball particularly cleanly here. He's come off his heel. Give Montero some credit, nicks the ball. In the end, finishes it quite comfortably. But Josh Alone, you can't pass the ball across your own box, because there's the very reason why. This come from a corner where we gave the ball away, which initially led to the corner, which led to the goal. Again, Montero far post. We spoke about it, Ben. Things did improve second half, but we didn't deal with it. We didn't clear the ball particularly well. We give the ball away again. And defensively, and have a great angle. You can see Montero at the top of the screen. His arms up, no one's coming out, no one's marking. It's a decent ball across. He shouldn't score from here. He shouldn't really get the shot away, but he does. And then, you know what, 2-0 turned to 2-2 quite quickly, and all of a sudden we got a game on our hands. But shouldn't really be finishing if they're from Chelsea's point of view, two sloppy goals to give away.
And then it was more danger, but actually up the other end, 2 more Chelsea goals. So.
Yes, we caused them problems, they caused us problems. Again, we nicked the ball, and it's a lovely ball from Josh. And now Marco Marin is in behind, and they've got a lot of players back there. Hazard just drops off, and again, another wicked deflection, but the goalkeeper will really be wishing and should have done so much better there. There's a sloppy goal again. They seem all to be sloppy goals. Another deflection and another goal, and we caused them problems, Ben, when we attacked them, and first half they caused us a few problems as well. But you know, once we got our noses in front, again, Marco Marin picks his pocket, and Lukaku's in again. Wasn't the greatest touch in behind the keeper, but he does enough to finish it. And again, and you could argue another defensive mistake, giving the ball away. And the game was littered with him, Ben. You know, 6 goals first half. We went to see what happened in the second, but the amount of substitutions that took place, it never really developed.
He didn't have many chances in the game, Lukaku. He played just about an hour. He did all right, didn't he?
Done okay. Not the quickest. He hasn't got that. We see Hazard and we see Marco Marin, that first 5-10 yards, which is the most crucial. They're the most important yards. Once he gets ahead of steam, you can see he's got pace in behind, but hasn't that. The first 5 or 10 yards, maybe something he can work on.
Right. 2 goals in a senior Chelsea shirt for Romelu Lukaku tonight. Let's hear from him right now.
Romelu, I know it's pre-season, we don't look at the result, but for you must be delighted to get 2 goals.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Sure, after the whole work that we put in last week, having a win, scoring 2 goals is very good for me and also for the team.
Fitness-wise, how did you feel out there?
Very well. The first half was okay, but then in the second half the legs were a bit tired and stuff like that, but it's normal. We just start training for 10 days now. I think at the end my legs will be much better, and also for the rest of the team.
It was a good test, but a tough test, because you were playing against a side who are midway through their season. Yeah,
they were playing very well, but we also, I think the positive side in our game was that we were very efficient. Each chance that we had, we scored, so that's very good.
We talk about pre-season being very important for the campaign ahead, but also for you looking to get a starting place in the side. Very important for you, especially with these 2 goals.
Yeah, sure, it was very important for me to score 2 goals today. But as I say, the team is the most important, so if I can bring something to the team, I will do my best.
Romelu, thank you and good luck with the rest of pre-season.
Thank you very much.
Could have had a hat-trick tonight, so could Montero. Eden Hazard.
Yeah, he was...
Best plus point of the night?
I think so. Him and Marco Marin, Josh early on, but yeah, you know, you're looking for something special. He's got, you know, here's the goal that he scored. Great pace, and once he's got him behind Ben, he takes a lot of catching, but he's done other things around the pitch that I thought was excellent. Once he gets in behind their midfield and driving at their defenders, he looks a handful, the boy. He's well built, he's stocky. There's the areas that I like to see him in. Now, driving into their back four. He's got, you know, he's got a bit about him as well. He's hard to knock off the ball. He's a strong little thing as well. Gets into those areas there. Again, get too tight, he's away. And I think of all the players, Ben, that we saw tonight, he looks the most exciting that I've seen.
For this being pre-season, there was a sharpness about him.
Yes.
That you might expect a little bit further down the line. I mean, he has been there a bit longer than most, it has to be said, doing pre-season. Hence probably why he started tonight.
Yeah, and he did look sharp. He did look lively. And you see those lovely little touches there as well. It wasn't just that. There's so much more to his game.
And hopefully we will see more of it very soon indeed. Thank you, Jason, for your company this evening. We'll be back very soon. That's just about it from us this morning. Before we go, do remember you can watch match highlights of all 4 of Chelsea's US Tour games. If you're a Sky customer, you can activate your free online access via chelseafc.com/free TVO. Simply enter your Sky card viewing card number when you're prompted. And a quick reminder of what else is happening in the coming days here on Chelsea TV. We'll have more news from the camp and further post-match reaction, Robbie included, on that first pre-season outing. Blues News, 6:30 this evening. The next game, bound to be a belter. Ancelotti, Lavezzi, Ibrahimovic and co as the boys take on PSG in the first football match ever to be played at Yankee Stadium, New York. That's Sunday night into Monday morning. Don't get confused. As Wednesday then becomes Thursday, Chelsea will be taking on Beckham, Henry and the rest of the MLS All-Stars in Philadelphia, and then everyone heads south with a tour closer in Miami, where AC Milan will provide the opposition. That's next Saturday night and Sunday morning. It can get a little too confusing, but suffice to say, they're all live on Chelsea TV, and we'll keep reminding you of all of it. So, see you soon. Bye-bye.